Hi guys, welcome back. In this tutorial we're talking about how to draft a poet sleeve pattern. Here I have my basic full sleeve pattern. Here I have my center grain line, the front arm line, the back arm line. I'm going to use it to spread it. Here also is the position where the circumference of the band will be. It needs to be fitted, so that's why I had to measure. It needs to be like fitted so that it will give room for the fullness to spread. Okay, here I have 12.5 cm. I'm using cm here because I'm using cm because it's half scale. It makes the work a lot easier for me. So now I'm going to slash the back arm line, the front arm line, but not through. It's only the center grain line I'm going to slash through because I need to spread that one apart so that I want the crown to have fullness, little fullness. I'm going to cut it in excess so that it will be full. Now it's time to prepare my band. Remember, we are using 12.5 cm for the width, like the circumference of the position where the band will be. Now it's not your choice to determine how the length of the band, how you want it. So this is what I have. Okay, so now I'm done spreading the pattern, the first pattern. So I'm going to connect them together. Remember that the center grain line is going to be in excess. Here I'm actually marking the position where the band will be. Yes, so this is what I have the flare and the band. Okay, so now I am going to cut it out on my fabric, but before then I want to increase the length of the sleeve because I don't want it hanging on the wrist. I would want it to be slightly longer than the wrist because most times when you gather, your fabric tends to reduce the length. So I'm going to increase the length. Remember to add all your sewing allowance, the side seam and the hem, also the crown. Add your sewing allowance because I join it to the bodice. I'm going to notch this center grain line, the one that is wide apart, because so that I will not go and gather in excess, thereby reducing the crown, shortening the length of the circumference of the crown. So now I'm going to cut out my band. Remember to also add your sewing allowances on the way, the side seam, the length, so that you use it and hem it. Okay, this is what I have now. I'm marking this position because that's where I'm going to do my gather. I'm going to use a hand running stitch to prepare the gather. So I actually have to mark it so that it will be easier for me, so that they will all be even. Okay, now the essence of me gathering it is that so that it will be, this is the position of where I want to gather it here. Okay, so I'm using my running stitch. I find it easier. So when I tack, I drag the needle. Whichever one that works for you. You can actually do the running stitch on your machine, but I prefer using this method to prepare my gather. Okay, now this is what I have. So I'm going to take my band now. I'm going to place it. I want the gathered part of the long sleeve to be in between the band. So I'm going to position it in between the band. Now I'll sew on the two edges so that it will hold them. This is what I have. Very, very beautiful. So the next thing I will do now, see how the back looks like. You can actually remove the thread, then lose out the stitches. That's why I use running stitches, so that I can easily remove the thread later on, because I use a contrasting color of thread to do that. So it's now time for me to join my side seam. We are almost there. Join your side seam. This is what I have. So I'm going to position it. If you're working with your you can position it very well, but make sure that the upper part, which is the center grain line of the crown, will be gathered small. So this is what we'll have.